Okay. Hi, Jyoti. Welcome to our, Customer Speaks episode. And uh, just before we start, I would like you to introduce yourself, about a brief about yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, hi Sushant, I'm Jyoti. I am 45 years old and I'm in IT sector, for a large MNC. Yeah. And I hope I'm audible.
Yeah, you're audible. Yeah.
Yeah. And I have been, I reached out to you, I met you through one of the groups that we have, WhatsApp group.
Yeah.
And that's where I started studying and going through the research work that you do and basic logic of the research work and how that logic and the work that you do helps in improvement of gut
Hmm.
and helps in and the rest becomes the consequential advantages if the
Hmm.
gut and the overall health improves.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But understanding while everyone talks about gut and everyone talks about there is a correlation between the brain and the gut, but there is no scientific measure or the parameter
Hmm.
of how that works.
Hmm.
So that's where when I you know went through the documents and your videos of genetics, that's where I was able to correlate a scientific analysis in all of this, and that's where our discussion started.
Okay. So can you just brief me about when we started speaking, what was your health condition, what kind of problems you are facing? Maybe in a summary, even if you don't want to share too much, right? That's fine with me. Yeah.
Yeah, so see, if I say I had gone through, 3 times of COVID, yeah, and I have thyroid and a higher stage of Hashimoto's,
Okay.
with thyroid.
Okay.
And I have been facing battle with my weight because of these 3 areas primarily, and a lot of stress
Mm.
related to COVID and related to all other factors around.
Okay.
So that had led to, a lot of inflammation, lot of, if I say borderline issues, which I was battling with.
Mm.
I had lost some weight because I went through keto,
Mm.
but after, doing keto for about 6 months or so and being in pure ketosis state, I reached a stage wherein my body was not accepting any other food. Yeah. And even if I have any small bit of food, I was not able to digest it. So there was a lot of every time either I was battling between constipation or diarrhea. So these are the only two stages my body was battling between.
Okay.
And that's where I was.
Okay.
Then there were, frequent allergies, irritation. So all of that, headaches just kept on, and I was not able to correlate
Mm.
why I am going through this, all of
Okay.
this.
Okay. And were you on some supplements or
Yeah,
drugs?
yeah. So basically, simple things, I used to take a lot of supplements, um, you know, uh, whether it is, iodine or whether one says selenium or my thyroid supplements,
Mm.
or even if I used to take Nityam regularly, I had reached a level of having at least 1 or 2 Nityam every day in the night to clear my bowels.
Mm.
Multivitamins, hair loss, so biotin, so lot of supplements.
Mm.
I was taking that time.
Okay. So how did you decide it? So probably you mentioned that you were researching about Gene Freakletics, our work, what we are doing, right? I know we've been talking for quite some time, maybe for a handful of months, right? So how did you figure out, I should take a decision and sign up with the Gene Freakletics, let me try it out, right? What was your basic
Yeah, if
decision
you
factor?
remember, we kept on talking for about 5, 6 months
Yeah,
initially.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Before I signed up with you,
yeah,
and I said, okay, let's do this.
yeah, yeah.
Basic decision was when you were talking of so many parameters, which is scientifically, testing the gut and giving me an analysis of the type of food, yeah, and what food into various categories which are good for me, or I should moderate, or I should not consume, which is like, which is a food, but it would act like a poison for my body. Yeah. So when we discuss this, the parameters for it and all the, 60, 70, analysis that you gave in terms of my body functions, and we kept on discussing it. That's a time I said, okay, I've done this, I've done my hit and trial, it's not working. If I eat carbs, it's not working. If I eat protein, it does not work. I'm vegetarian. And if I eat fat, it's given me some loss, but it's not sustainable in the end. And my exercise has stopped because every day when I wake up, either one part of the body or the other part of the body is actually in pain. And I had got fed up with that. So that's a time I discussed with you that let's, considering, and we discussed, that there are other companies also which are doing all of this, but let's move forward with this and let's see where we reach, and trusting your level of research and intellect that you have put in all of this. I said, let's take that leap of faith. In the end, it is a leap of faith.
And did price, because I've seen a lot of, so in what I've seen is a lot of people who reach out to us, right? Almost 90% sign up, right? 10% generally back out only because of they consider price is bit high, because there are a couple of, as you mentioned, couple of other companies doing gut microbiome testing, but they
when someone else is, when what I saw was, Sushant, and we discussed this, whatever you said I have to pay, I paid. But when I'm looking into other companies and I did an analysis from Bangalore-based companies who reached out to me, they were charging little lower than me. But in the end, it is an analysis of the coordinators which is coming to me. It is not an analysis of the scientist which is coming to me. Which is your team. There's that customized feeling. There's a response. I have reached out to you, many times, couple of times, discussing my, and that kind of a response makes an impact. I'm just not looking at a report. I'm looking at someone who can take me from this in this journey and help me in my health in which I'm investing for. That's what I saw as a different, and that's what we discussed about.
And
I don't want to talk to someone who's like a telecaller, and sometimes I give a call, they don't understand where I'm coming from, and they are not able to give any personalization or customization for me.
Okay. So I think you've been started following the recommendation almost a month, right? And there was a bit of gap because of your traveling. So how was your experience in terms of, let's talk in terms of, following the recommendations, understanding the report, right? And also the impact in one month, right? And you're free to say both positive and negative points, right?
Okay. So if I have to say, I read through your report quality, even to print out also, to the extent of keeping it right next to me every time I get up to understand what are the food I can have, what I can't. That's important. Second thing is also, to decide the meals at least 2 days in advance. That becomes important, because if you are just on the fly, and person like me who's in sales, running after meetings, you need to decide what you need to eat, because that food becomes a medicine. Otherwise, it becomes a poison.
Right.
So I read through that. There are times I would have failed, like anyone else. You're with friends, you're going out. You pick up a glass of wine, or you eat something, which is not in my recommended list.
Yeah.
There are times I would have failed. So if I say overall where I am today, see, my overall health is good. Other than my, thyroid, doctor suggested medicine, I am not taking any supplement. My supplements have become zero. Initially, for 2 weeks, it was difficult because maybe the body goes through a detox, So sometimes there's pain, there's irritation, when you wake up. and I could understand my body is changing.
Hmm.
Now, from there, there are no pains. There is no issues that I feel. My mental correlation, has improved. You know, I, was not able to exercise because of all of this earlier. Every day when you get up, if you have a body ache somewhere, your mind goes for a toss.
Hmm.
So I've started exercising. I do at least 1.5 hours of exercise, rigorous exercise for close to 4 days a week.
Okay.
So all of that has improved.
Okay.
If I have to look into an overall my digestion, my health, my mental health, you know, and avoidance of problems, and being able to exercise
Hmm.
back again with the same rigor as I used to do in 2018, 2019.
Hmm.
I'm back there again, and I see that as development.
Okay.
I have not seen a weight loss. So just being honest here,
Mhm.
but I think so that is you cannot achieve that in 1.5, 2 months.
Yeah. Yeah.
First is health, and then I think so with exercise coming in, that
Yeah.
will
Yeah,
happen.
I believe maybe, next 3 months, 4 months, the next set of recommendations. Also, can you speak about, a bit about how how we have given you, we will be giving you different set of recommendations, unlike a lot of players who just give you a set of recommendations and then there's no follow-up, nothing, So,
Yeah, you have to, if someone has to see my report, there
yeah.
was no superfood for me other than condiments. If you see, my body was not digesting anything.
Yeah.
That's where it started from, you know.
Yeah.
And you actually, when I kept on asking you multiple times in various sessions that what is the supplement I should take, you said just chuck it off. Don't take any supplements. Let your body recover, every time. And the second stage is, after a couple of months, wherein you've asked me now to do that analysis report again,
Mhm.
wherein on the basis of which, if there are any supplements which are required, might be, I will
Mm.
be asked to do. In fact, we were just discussing and talking to you,
Yeah.
the other day, what should I do with the heap of supplements lying with me and where can I donate them?
Yeah. So just to let every listener know that, we do a 6 months program. After a month, we change the recommendations based on the improvement symptom. We don't do the retest after 1 month, right? Then again, after 3 months, we change again, don't do the retest, right? For the 6 months, there is no test. After 6 months, we do a test. So as what Jyoti mentioned, right? That the price is somewhere varying between 22 to 25,000, right? And if you work out probably for 6 months, it somewhere comes around close to 4,000 rupees a month, which is comparably better than other players. But yeah, but that's what we should see looking the the cost benefit analysis, right? And yeah.
Sushant, it should not be looked as a price. It should be
Yeah.
looked as investment upon
Yeah,
yourself.
yeah, because that I've seen. I'll tell you because I'm very frank with you on this, right? So I've seen a lot of companies are trying to upsell supplements, right? And I had categorically I did a interview with one of the leading biotech magazines recently, and I clearly specifically mentioned about the number of companies acting as gut testing distributors and selling supplements, right? Again, that is something because we have because we have never told you to take supplements, although we have included the list of supplements which you could take, but we have not doing it right
You're
now.
not recommended any of them
Yeah, yeah,
now.
yeah, because I frankly believe that the OTC supplements may do more bad than good, right? That is something I feel. And so what is your what is your personal recommendations for our service? Probably, if you want to recommend someone in your network or your friends or maybe to anyone in general, right? What would be
Yeah.
the one or two
Uh,
lines you will say?
the first thing is, had I not believed in you or believed not got a result like this, I would have not recommended. I've recommended you at multiple forums.
Mm-hmm.
With my friends whom I see struggling, with my relatives who I see struggling, because of health issues. I request them to go for a gut test with you because that's an insight that comes in. I have, there are 3 viruses that came out, there's a wine virus, there's a potato virus, and there's another virus. There are 3 viruses. So I've avoided all of that food completely, you know. So it's important to understand what you are eating with this analysis, with Sushant, with yourself, and your organization, and to follow that thoroughly, because then only the body will heal itself. Your support and your team support has been fantastic towards me, and I recommended everyone to go for it and to go through this analysis.
Sure, sure. So what we'll do is, so I think your second set is due probably, you can get it filled and you can fill it up, and we'll issue the next set of interventions that is for 3 months, right? And again, we'll look at it supplements if it is required, right? But I would request you to wait for, because we are launching our own supplements in September, right? And end of August or September, right? So the legality is currently going on, and the all other things are sorted. So we'll be making it supplements based on everyone's biology, which is not be available OTC, right? It will be made if customer opts for it, right? And again, it's not that costly. So we have priced at 600 rupees a month, right? Which would cover all whatever supplements are there in one go, right? So they will be all be mixed in one session, give it to you, so you don't need to take multiple pills, right?
That helps in traveling also.
Right. Yeah, it helps. And again, it will be very, very precise for your biology, what exactly of how much of vitamin A, vitamin D, magnesium, prebiotic, probiotic of exact amount which you need would be given to you, right? Which is I'm not sure whether someone is doing right now in India, right? But obviously locally it's happening, but I'm not sure about in India, right? So I think thanks, Jyoti, for your time. Thanks for your honest review, right? I think it will really help people understand our service, right? Because still microbiome as a science, as a technology to use, tech plus science to solve health issues is again at an ascent stage right now, right? So for people to understand, how to supplement this, how to, supplement, or maybe, your current health, how you can use this as a fulcrum to to improve the efficiency of the current healthcare services.
It's important to have not just look at a weight loss, to have a root cause analysis.
Yeah.
That's very important,
Yeah.
rather than suppressing the issues. I think so one should go through this process with you and go through this root cause analysis, so that you can heal yourself from within. That becomes important.
Yeah. So thanks, Jyoti, and with your permission, so today we have a webinar as I shared, so I'll be playing a bit about your video, right? So I'm just taking your permission because that's your private information, right? And if you allow us, we will put this video maybe in a private mode on our YouTube channel, right? So that
Yeah, sure, that's fine. That's fine.
Okay, Jyoti, thanks a lot. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Bye.